Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Overwatch Collective Podcast. Greg, I'm here with Albert, all the way from Idaho. Albert, how we doing?
I'm doing well. How are you, Greg?
Good, good. Thank you. I'm glad we could finally make this work. Albert was able to reach out to us via Instagram. Wanted to talk about his gym, Metfix Boise in Idaho. Talk about physical health, mental health, and how they coincide. So looking forward to getting into that. First, I'm going to mention Russ and Iron Clothing Company, talking to Clyde over there literally right now. They got some amazing merchandise, super soft. He's an active firefighter. A percentage of their proceeds are coming to the Overwatch Collective, which helps us continue to pay for therapy sessions for our first responder and military community. So go check out Russ and Iron Clothing. Next is the Overwatch Collective therapy statistics. So as of last Sunday, should be like end of September, the Overwatch Collective has spent $305,000 on therapy costs for our first responder military community, either fully covered or financially assisted 2,961 therapy sessions. And then we're at 278 people who've gone through us to get connected to our therapist while maintaining complete confidentiality, and being able to get the help that they need to work on their mental health. So very rewarding. Obviously, physical health comes into that as well. So looking forward to having you on and be able to talk about that, Albert. So really quick, take a moment, introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about you in the gym.
Yeah, my name is Albert Liu. I currently run a business, a gym called Metfix Boise in Boise, Idaho. We provide nutrition and fitness, education, and training. And we do one-on-one training as well as groups too. And to really get someone to fix their metabolism helps improve not only their physical fitness and health, but also mental as a correlate, if you will.
Yep, got it.
When
okay.
all our
When did you start it? Sorry.
I started my initial first business in 2017 here.
All right, very cool. Sweet. And then obviously, so can you touch on the military first responder community and your involvement with that? I know you tried to go in, got injured, brothers in the United States Air Force. So just touch on that for a second.
Yeah. So in 2012, I applied for and was selected for Air Force officer training. Went off to training, but 2 weeks into it, I actually got a duodenal ulcer that required emergency surgery. And then I was basically medically discharged. That career was cut short. And then my personal connection is that my younger brother, he is in the Air Force. He's been in since 2009. So I've lived vicariously through him for a little bit now, right? And then we have a good number of our members and clients as active, as well as former military service members, as well as first responders too. Connections all throughout the valley here to different organizations that help veterans and service members and first responders as well.
Awesome. Sweet. So the gym started in 2017, you said, correct?
Yeah, I initially started my little business, my operation on my own property in a 900 square foot shop in 2017. And then this year in June, I basically upgraded. I combined with my friend and fellow coach and gym owner here in town, and we now have about 5,000 square feet.
Awesome. So you jumped 5 times the square footage and everything. So you got a nice facility there, huh?
Yeah.
Sweet. So specifically to our first responder and military community, I know a lot of us, obviously you have to stay physically fit. Going to the gym for us is a lot of like, it's an escape, right? And it's proven to be good for you, helps your mental health and everything. And so talk to me, you're the expert here. So what are you seeing with our first responder and military community with the, I'd say the gym atmosphere, the environment at your gym, Metfix Boise, and it benefiting the community?
I say first is learning what the definition of what fitness and nutrition are first, and be able to operate off that and prove that objectively. Once you can start doing that individually, then in the group environment where everyone's on the same task and mission of improving that, then all the good, cool benefits come out of that, I think. The community aspect of that and the camaraderie that comes out of suffering together in that environment of a workout, for example, that brings out the best in everybody, I think.
Yeah.
Now, with knowing, okay, how to eat well and improve your metabolism helps improve the functioning of all our cells in our body. Not only the muscle cells, right, and everything dealing with the heart and lungs, essentially, but also up here. All our brain cells have mitochondria too. And once we start to improve the mitochondrial function of any and all our cells in our body, then we can optimally make decisions and live.
Yeah.
And especially true for people on the front lines, if you will. Making those split-second life and death decisions requires every cell of the body to be moving and to be operating optimally, I think.
Got it. Okay. And specifically for like going into the nutrition side of things, right? Like it's very difficult, right, to be working night shift as a EMT, paramedic, nurse, dispatcher, police officer, firefighter. They get to cook their own meals, so they could probably eat pretty healthy. But other than that, kind of difficult, right? And like if you look at all the garbage cans in military bases or police departments, you see a lot of white Monster energy drinks. You're seeing a lot of all different brands of energy drinks. So tell us a little bit about nutrition, the importance of eating clean, what you can eat clean if you're working graveyard, etc.
Right. So we call it the theoretical or the standard to get to. So the prescription we've been prescribing is eating meats and vegetables, nuts and seeds, some starch, little fruit, no sugar, and no seed oils. And that's to help someone get to what's called metabolic flexibility. And metabolic flexibility just means you can use any and all available fuels in any context to the highest degree, most efficient possible. So if carbs only around, then yeah, you can use carbs for energy. If fat is only around, if you're in a starvation or survival mindset or sort of situation, you could use your body fat or any source of fat to eat. Now, it turns out to be 6 in 10 Americans now are dealing with one chronic disease, at least. That just means somehow they've made poor decisions or miseducated decisions on eating, that they've become metabolically inflexible, that they're starting to use, or they have used, carbs for the most part and lost ability to use body fat or fat for energy. And that's resulted in disrupted metabolic function or dysfunction in the mitochondria. And across the board, again, it's can we start to shift our grabbing towards and the valve of carbs for the most part for those who are really sick and diseased and use fat more to retrain their bodies use fat and then get to this balance, this flexible state. Now for service members now or first responders that are on the go all the time, is can they off duty, not working, have that as their standard, and then when they're on the job, on duty, is mitigate the effects of eating poorly by doing that. Set a good foundation 80% of the time, if you essentially, right? And then 20% of the time when they're on the job, eating out and all that, maybe even making decisions while they're eating out too, based on that prescription, based on the standard.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, and it's I feel like it's one of those things that's not really talked about or educated enough for us, right? Like you see a lot of guys eating graveyard or like on graveyard specifically for me working patrol graveyard, and it's just they're eating this shit food and you're not sleeping enough because you're working graveyard. So as we kind of transition into sleep and rest, which I want to pick your brain on, the nutrition piece is so important there, right? Which definitely helps us not only make good decisions under high amounts of stress, right? Because you need that as well. But also, like, if you're wearing a uniform, the last thing you want to do is eat a bunch of terrible food, then feel like absolute shit in your uniform. And it's just like if you eat clean and good and you feel good about yourself, it just like you feel like you can conquer anything, in my opinion.
You feel like Superman at some point, right? That you're unbreakable, right? hopefully
Mm-hmm.
not leading to rash decisions.
Yeah, hopefully not. Hopefully not. So yeah, and I appreciate you touching on the nutrition side of things, and then I do want to pick your brain before we kind of get into all the fitness stuff too. Is sleep, rest, and recovery, right? Getting your R&R. Talk about the importance of rest and recovery for not only our community but for everybody.
I think it comes down to our nervous system state, right? We know we have the parasympathetic nervous system and the sympathetic nervous system. For the most part, for the audience who is tuning in now, based on the jobs and stressors you guys are under, it's you're pegged towards more the sympathetic nervous state where you're fight or freeze a lot, right? And needing to be trained into being able to fight if needed. So you're always elevated, and to come down from there, it's a process. People will switch between rest, digest, and flight or freeze is a task, yes. Now, rest, sleep, and recovery, that's very important to have a balance in contrast to the stressing work that you guys do.
Yeah.
The standard of, okay, get 7-8 hours sleep, that's awesome, that's a theoretical, but truly on duty, do you get that much? Even off duty too, right?
Yeah.
So
No, not really.
right, so if not quantity, then maybe quality is something to really focus on, right?
Got it. Okay.
We've heard of it all. Dark, cool room, maybe a thick blanket on you. Having no indicator lights around, no distractions to keep you up. Obviously, to keep the blue light out of your eyes before you go to sleep. All those things are awesome. I think that's one key way of doing it to maintain sleep quality, even though you're only going to sleep 3-4 hours a night.
Yeah. No, I get it, because there are some times where you can only get like a 4 or 5 hour, and you call it like almost like a cat nap, or some people are only sleeping that amount. And then I feel like you take away the quality of sleep, and then you induce shitty food like fast food or whatever. It's just an easy slippery slope to go down, and like then you're tired because so you don't want to go to the gym, so then you skip the gym, and then you're eating terrible food for you, and then you just start feeling terrible about yourself. You don't feel great, so then you're
Right.
not going to perform great. It's just a recipe for disaster, in my opinion.
It's a multifactorial garbage can fire, trash can fire.
There you
Turns
go.
that
That's the
point.
first time I've heard that one. That's the first time I've heard that. Sweet. So talking about fitness now, right? Talking about physical fitness, actually working out at your gym. What do the days look like? Like, is it more CrossFit style? Is it classes? I know you mentioned one-on-one as well. Can you kind of just walk us through that?
So we draw from the CrossFit methodology. So Metfix it's the newest affiliation program that's come out of when Greg Glassman sold CrossFit back in 2020. It's associated or aligned with what's called Broken Science Initiative. And him and his business partner, Emily Kaplan, started this affiliation program, Metfix, is in association with Broken Science Initiative, to show what science is and isn't, and then what's broken, what's not, and to steer people in the right direction of making better decisions and finding homes like ours to practice that.
Gotcha.
It's applied in the eating and the moving. So as far as fitness goes, we operate off the definition, the standard definition of what fitness is. It's a work capacity across broad time and modal domains. And we basically try and do as many things as possible under the sun to a good level. Lifting and body weight and cardio, all these things, and in different combinations, and applying it in all different sports activities, roles, jobs, someone's choice.
Okay.
It could be lifting one day only, could be only doing cardio, could be only doing body weight one day, but also other days can be combinations of any of those things. Ultimately, the saying is to be prepared for the unknown and unknowable that comes our way. No matter if you're just a housewife, police officer, desk office worker person, right? No matter what comes, we can physically handle what's going to come our way. That's the basis of how we train.
Got it. Very cool. And so let's see. You're in the Boise, Idaho area. Are you like within city limits? Or are you like I've never been there, so
Okay.
I'm sure people that are listening to this that are in Idaho, which we do have, I have two of my close buddies there, and then one of our contracted therapists there that my wife and her are really close. They live there as well, but I know a lot of people moved out of California to go to Idaho, so you probably saw an influx of Californians out there. But is it like in the heart of Boise, or where is it located?
So we have downtown Boise, and then if you go maybe 10 minutes southwest to southwest Boise, essentially, or West Boise, that's where we are. And it's the cross streets are Cole and Franklin.
Okay. All right.
And I think cool. Once people who are here listen to this and they know the area, they'll know where we are, Cole and Franklin.
Yeah. Okay. Sweet. And then, so for the people that are probably listening to this that are not in the Boise, Idaho area, right? Do you have an online membership? Are you able to, or is there anything for people that are not within the Boise, Idaho area?
What they can do who are not here is basically get remote coaching and programming. That's totally possible to work with them on, especially nutrition coaching. It's very easy because we can meet like this and go over goals and action items to go over in education as well. Programming, I mean, I give them access to our gym group program if they wanted to, or if it's more individualized, then we could do that as well.
Got it. Okay. So anywhere in the country, they can pretty much do online one-on-one coaching with you or one of the coaches and get a nutritionist, somebody that knows what they're talking about with meals and all that.
You got it. Yeah. And Mitch, who's the other owner or the gym owner that I partner with, he's actually transitioned into become a firefighter here in town. So, and he was in the Idaho Army National Guard here for a few years. So he has a good background that someone can relate to.
Sweet. I like it. I like it a lot. Well, what else? Send it. What else do you want? Advertise yourself. Get some people knowing all about you. Where can we find you? Social media, Instagram, YouTube. You got all the things or what?
Yeah. So obviously the website first, it's www.metfixboise.com. Right there. And then Instagram, there's Metfix Boise as well. I have a Vimeo page that I've been uploading lectures and podcasts and everything on there as well that people can watch and learn as well.
Okay.
YouTube, I only have one video on there. Whatever, more will come at some point.
Yeah.
But
YouTube's a lot of work.
One of the biggest channels so far that people can pay attention and follow along with.
Okay.
As far as I guess more connections to what you focus on is the whole mental side of it, I think.
Yeah.
Giving the right person or giving the right fuel, giving the right movement, not only the physical side will improve, but also the mental outlook and fitness and health can come out of that as well. We see that, people dealing with addiction, for example, give them the right education, give them the right environment, the guidance, accountability, and then the community around them, they can work through their addictions and resolve them. And it's like any other chronic disease as well. And any first responder, any vet, any current service member who are dealing with any of those kinds of issues, find someone like us around you. They can help. It's been proven. I mean, 20 years of CrossFit at this point, essentially, at least. These centers have been healing centers. They are currently what Greg calls them as lifeboats amidst the current tsunami of chronic disease we're dealing with. And to ultimately, again, eat well, move well, you prevent and cure these chronic diseases that all these people are dealing with. And then to find an environment where, other service members, vets, first responders are around, you develop a really tight-knit community to help each other out, I think.
Yeah. I think that's all important for not only for the mental health and physical health of our community, but also just the success, right? The more good people that you have around you that are there to help you and like care about you and want you to succeed, then the better we are,
Yeah. Now, to give you a little insight into our process, it's when someone is referred to us, they find us and search out and reach out. When they meet with us first, it's like a half an hour call, just talk, just to meet each other and see how we fit, what their goals are. Then we do a fitness assessment based on that. After that, it's a joint by joint physical assessment. where they're at with their mobility and flexibility. And based on that, if there are any limitations, which a lot of people have limitations in certain joints, we have to work on them one-on-one to kind of shore those up over how many weeks. Once they're kind of cleared from there for whatever set of joints or body parts need to be remedied, then they get sent to an basically a fitness assessment panel. There's 50 different categories that we assess on, like strength and flexibility and conditioning, all these things. And we find an individual level across all 15. And then if you do jiu-jitsu, any kind of martial art, there's a belt system, color system. So we assign a color or belt to each category, depending where they're at.
Got it. Okay.
And then that serves as a kind of gamified way of measuring and progressing skill.
Gotcha.
And the whole point of fitness is, again, like I said earlier, is to be well balanced in all your skills and abilities. And if we see a glaring lower level, a white level essentially, compared to all these purple and brown and red ones, then we know we got to shore this one up before we achieve complete balance for overall fitness. And that system we use down here called level method. And only gym in Idaho besides the one in Sandpoint. So a Sandpoint strength conditioning up there in the Panhandle, they use it, we use it. Other than that, no other gyms around. And that's a key market differentiator, I think, around for someone like you guys who are very objective minded in your career, essentially. You can apply that same kind of concept to your physical fitness too.
Got it. All right. That's the first time hearing of a gym doing that. I know guys that roll and do jiu-jitsu and all the ground fighting and stuff, but first time hearing a gym doing that. I think it's cool.
Yeah. And that's a unique system that we use to also actually base workouts off of. So we have whatever the workout a day is on the board. And if your level is orange, then you're as orange, you're going to try to target this version of the workout that day, as opposed to the brown level person that day. And they're going to do a little more advanced or more reps, all those things. Just all to achieve the intended stimulus of the workout that day, to get some type of adaptation that we're trying to get out of that day, but individualized to a certain person.
Yep. Got it. So then you could see what color you are, tailor the workout off yourself, see your goals and know where you need to be. Smart.
Yeah, dude.
Like I said, first time ever hearing of it. I like it. I think it's a good idea.
Thank you.
Sweet. Let's see. That's kind of all that I really have.
Okay.
I know I was just doing a quick one. I just want to get you on here to be able to talk about physical health, mental health, sleep, rest and recovery, nutrition, kind of all those things. But then also, like this is an easy, fun platform too, just to give you and Metfix Boise a shout out and get you into our community so people know, like I mentioned, a lot of people that I know from California went out to Idaho. So can easily send them this too and be like, hey, go there, mention the Overwatch Collective and be like, hey, I did a podcast with Albert. Like,
yeah, dude.
Start working out. So
let me zoom out so we're affiliated with Metfix, metfix.org, okay? And then brokenscience.org. Anyone in the world at this point, and especially in the country, they can search up Metfix, they can search up where they're at and then find a gym like us there.
Okay. All right. Very
cool. Coaches like us who are preaching the same thing, essentially.
Got it. Okay. All right. Perfect. And that's through, what is it? You said metfix.org. Metfix.org. Okay. Sweet.
And then brokenscience.org.
Brokenscience.org.
Yeah.
Cool. Be able to throw those in the description of the podcast. So if you're listening to this or watching on YouTube, check out the description below, and you'll have those websites in there as well. And then I'll put some of Albert's information in there too. So if you want to get connected to him, make it easy. If that's okay with you, you go with that, Albert?
I'm good with that.
Cool. Sweet. So I'm going to ask you, and you can make this fitness related, nutrition related, whatever. The way that we wrap up all of our podcast episodes is by asking our guests what our motto means to them. So our motto at the Overwatch Collective is one more is one less. So it's essentially like, hey, if we can help one more veteran, one more first responder, getting connected to a therapist, that could be one less person out there struggling to find help, struggling to find resources, one less suicide, one less substance misuse, addiction, etc. So we started doing this at the beginning of the podcast when we first started with asking all of our guests what the motto means to them. And it stuck. So no rush at all, but take it wherever you want. But I'd love to hear what one more is one less means to you.
I think one more life transformed in our gym means one less enslaved to, call it big pharma, big medical, big sugar, big soda.
Mm-hmm. All right, perfect.
Yeah, one more life saved.
Yeah.
One less enslaved.
Yeah. Sweet. Perfect. Thank you. I appreciate it. That was quick too. You're like on it.
Thanks, Greg. Thought about it a lot. How about
Yeah, I can tell.
mine.
I can tell. Cool. Sweet. Well, like I said, I appreciate you coming on. This episode will drop September 3rd. So literally Friday. So as of now, if you're listening to this, it's October 3rd. So it's September 30th right now. It's going to drop October 3rd, and then throw it up on YouTube. It'll be on Spotify, Apple, iHeartRadio, and then we have our own app as well. Albert, you can download that when we're done maybe, and then post whatever you want on the social media page, the aspect, or you could be anonymous in it or not. You can kind of do a bunch of cool things with our app. So you can go on there and post pictures from the gym, give nutrition tips to our community, fitness tips, et cetera, et cetera. It makes it super easy. And then you can go on there and advertise and literally do whatever you want. There's like 1,000 users in there right now. So
awesome. Good to hear. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. All right, everybody. This wraps up season 9, episode 10 with Albert. Once again, Albert, thank you for coming on. If y'all are listening to this, you want to get connected to him, let me know. We'll make it work. But I appreciate you, Albert. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much too. See you later.
Bye-bye.